Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my glass studio. Today I'd like to talk about how and why you might want to sign your work. Signing your work is a great way to, identify who created the piece. It's a great way when you either give your work away or you sell it to identify that you're a really serious artist. And signing your work is actually very easy. There are different ways that you might want to sign your work. I have a Dremel tool here with a special bit that has diamond material on the end that basically engraves my name into the glass. So what I would do is, this is a bit that comes with this set. So there's a whole bunch of different sizes and shapes. Now you might use these for grinding. Say sometimes you get a little tiny piece of dirt in your art and you want to grind it out and then refire it. This bit would work great for that. Some of these other bits are also great for signing. It depends what you want to do. But this is just a little container of bits that we got from Inland Craft. So you're going to take the little bit and I put it on my Dremel tool. And then what I like to do, this is a square bit. It's not really round or, what you might want to do is try a bit, sign a few pieces of scrap glass and see which one works best for you and gives you the results that you want. Now some pieces of art, you're just going to take and you're going to turn them over and likely sign them on the back. Then other pieces of art you might want to sign on the front. It depends, like in this case, I feel like signing on the front would detract from the overall imagery, so I wouldn't do it. I would do it on the back side. Sometimes you might want to sign your art on the back. So this piece I would probably sign right here. Other times you want to sign on the front. In this case, I feel like signing on the front would distract from the imagery of my artwork, so I wouldn't want to do that. So I would just do this one on the back. Also, the Dremel will show differently on different colored glass. It doesn't show as well on white as it does show on clear or on dark colors. Now this project right here, I would probably sign it on the back, probably over here where it wouldn't show through the art to the front because right here the glass is opaque on the other side. Let me turn this around. See right here how the glass is transparent? If I sign it on the back side here, it'll show on the front, and that might be distracting to the overall imagery in the design, so I wouldn't really care for that. So instead, I would sign it behind this area where it would be obscured from the front of the work. So that's how I would sign that one. This piece right here is it's complicated to sign this one because of the curvature. You can see the shape of this thing. So what I would likely do on this one is sign it right here on the base. So I'm not really signing this piece of the work, I'm signing this clear base here where people would see my signature, know that this is an authentic Lisa Vogt piece, and it would add value to the overall project and the imagery and the desirability of this piece because it has that signature. Now this piece right here, it's going to be really hard to get my hand in there with the Dremel and sign this on the glass. Plus, I'd be concerned that it would distract from the design. So on this one, if I were going to sign on the glass, one option would be to sign before I glued it into this metal tray here. Would be one option to sign it first where I could get to that glass more easily. And the signature would show up really well on this dark blue. Then in that case, it might be what I would consider a little distracting. Another thing to consider is whether or not this piece of art is a functional item. If it's a sink, I wouldn't want to sign on the inside because dirt would get in the signature. If someone's going to serve food on this, I imagine this being like a sushi tray. If you're going to serve food on this, then having the signature on this side also might be something that's not the greatest option because food would get into that signature, it'd be more difficult to clean and might eventually stain. So in that case, what I would do is I would sign this on the back. And instead of using the Dremel, I would use a silver Sharpie or a paint pen and sign my name right here on the back. So what I'm going to go ahead and do that. How about that? So I'm going to take the Sharpie, take the lid off, go on the back here, make sure it's nice and clean. And there we go. We have a Lisa Vogt signature right on this beautiful tray. Now you can decide whether or not you want to put the date. That's up to you. Years ago, I stopped using my full first name and just went with the L and my big swooping V here. And my G and T kind of work together. So you might want to practice getting a signature that you like, that you can live with and that works for you and has a nice flow and very unique style that's all your own. All right, so the silver Sharpie is permanent. It won't wash off, so that's why I use that. Paint pen would also be relatively permanent. And on an item like this, I would offer care instructions, especially if it's going to be used for serving food. And those care instructions would include that you should wash this with a soft cloth by hand. It's not a dishwasher item. So by washing it by hand, we can ensure that that signature stays on there intact, looking great for the longevity of this piece of art. All right, the Sharpie is not the best choice for signing directly on the glass because it will wash off. You can wash it off with water, you can wash it off with a scrubby sponge. So that's not the best choice for longevity for the signature. So in this case, I would grind it in with this Dremel and this bit. Now every time I use the bit, I feel a little bit clumsy, like my signature is just gonna fly right off of the glass. So I always do a test piece on clear to kind of get a feel for the bit, the Dremel in my hand on that particular day, and the flow, so that I get a signature that I'm happy with when I actually do it on the artwork, on the finished artwork. But here I wanted to show you what the signature looks like on different colored glass, because it's going to show up better on certain material than other material. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, and I'm working on a towel to protect the glass. I always like to assume that my tables have something on them that will scratch your artwork. I sweep them, I vacuum them, we paint them regularly, but there's almost always some sort of residue of glass on these tables or something sharp. So whenever I work with a piece of glass where I'm laying it on the table, I'll either put down paper or I'll put down a towel or something so that if I move the glass or slide it a little bit, I don't have to worry about it getting scratched. So that's what I've done here. So let me bring this clear piece closer to me and we'll do a test on here. Now this is gonna be a little bit noisy, so I don't know if talking over it's gonna work, but we'll try. How about that? So I'm bringing this up to about the medium speed. Turn the glass so that it's comfortable for my hand. Did you see how that just kind of flew off there? It's like once this bit hits the glass, it wants to go. I mean, it's in a hurry. Now let me put this piece of black behind here so you can see the signature. You can see it's kind of dusty. I'll take a towel and wipe that off. Now they recommend when you use the bits that you wear safety glasses or some sort of eye protection, so that's important. And you can see that that signature on there is legible, it's there, it's permanent, and that's really awesome. So let's go ahead and do a signature on all these other colors so you can get an idea of what it's going to look like, you know, whether you're working with black glass, an opal glass, a transparent with color, or white. So go ahead and turn this back on. So the other nice thing about doing the test pieces is you can get a sense of how big you want your signature, how big or how small. You know, I like the signature to be there, I like it to be visible, but I don't necessarily want it to overshadow the artwork. And you can see when you're going to look at these, all of them are a little different. All right, now we did the clear. Let's do the clear again. Let's turn this off. I'll take the towel here and give these a little bit of a wipe. There we go. Might be a good idea to use water on this. That's kind of over there. Let's see, we've got all of these cleaned off. Did I clean off this one? Let me clean that one off. All right, so here you can see the signature on green. Here you could probably barely see it on the white. Here it is, it shows up terrific on black. So that's something to keep in mind. Maybe your base should be black or something so you can get a signature that's really visible. The blue is sort of in the middle. I'll put that black behind it so you can see it a little bit better. But the blue is kind of in the middle, like it shows not as well as it does on the black, but certainly better than it shows on the white. So that might determine or help you decide where to sign on your artwork so you get the best visibility, but it's not distracting from the artwork. Okay, I wanted to show you a close-up of the bits. Here's the little container. I have to carefully open that up, and there are all the bits. So, like sometimes, I mentioned earlier, if I have, sometimes a little piece, a particle of something ends up in your artwork and you want to grind it out and refire it, then this bit would work nicely for that. I'm not really sure what this bit is for. It has a little flathead, like kind of like a little a nail. You might think these really skinny ones are great for signing, but I actually opt to use one with kind of a square top because it seems to work well for me. I get a nice thickness to my signature, whereas the thinner ones, the signature is skinnier. Also, you want to practice with your pressure, how much pressure you're applying. I'm not sure if you can see this close up, but right here there's a little bit of variation in my line quality, where I have better line quality on my L than I do at the end of my T because I'm sort of working my way off the glass. So you might want to practice again on some clear glass and get a sense for how much pressure you want to apply and keeping that pressure consistent from beginning to end. All right, let's take this piece right here. I'm going to work on this towel. I'm going to sign it right here on the bottom. I tried to be a little more consistent with my hand pressure. I tried to be a little more consistent with my pressure throughout and a little more even with my my signature there. And anyway, there, I hope you can see that, but looks cool, right? Awesome. Now you could do it with the silver Sharpie, but there again, I mean, this is a piece of art. It's unlikely they're not gonna serve food on this. It's not a wear item. So the silver Sharpie would be okay, but it wouldn't have the same longevity as this signature. And you know, I want this piece of glass to be memorable and it to be associated with me forever, not just until the Sharpie wears out. All right, so let's put that one over here. Let's bring this one into the picture. Now, this one fits so snugly in this frame, I can't get it out. So I'm actually going to sign it while it's in this frame, and I'm going to sign it right here behind this opal glass near the bottom so that it doesn't show through to the other side on the artwork. So I'm going to place that there, turn my Dremel on. Oops. I have it about medium speed. This is a little bit awkward, I'll let you know. Okay, not my best signature. Got a little crazy there, but that's okay. Look, it's still me, and it's still on there, and it's as unique as the art and as unique as I am. All right, this one I'm going to sign on the back side. The entire project is opal, so it's not a problem. It won't show through. I'm going to turn it over and usually sign on the bottom right-hand side. And this is a white glass, so it's not going to show up as well as it does on a transparent color. And this is where the towel really comes in handy, because I want to make sure that when I lay this down to write on it, that it doesn't get scratched. I'm going to turn my Dremel on. I'm going to turn this a little bit this way so maybe you can see better. My hand won't be in the way so much. I'm going to really try to hold on to this sucker really tight and really try to make a pretty signature. Well, it's still not the greatest in the world, but again, it's unique and it's mine. So there we are, and it's hard to see. Put something dark behind there, so maybe you can see it a little bit better. There you go. That looks like a toddler signed this one, but that's okay. So now they also, years ago, I'm guessing they probably do still sell it, a handheld scribe that's just a pen with a metal tip that you can use, and that also takes a little practice. So if you want to try that, you can do that. You can also paint your signature on with a gold or platinum material and then fire it in, and then that would be permanent on the back side, or maybe it's decorative and you want to do it on the front side. So signing your work is a real quick, easy way to personalize your pieces and make them, you know, nostalgic and pieces that will last forever, and whoever you give them to, and as they're handed down generation after generation, you know, they can go back and look and say, hey, you know, so-and-so made this piece of art and it's still as beautiful today as it was then, and it makes it nostalgic and a real keepsake, a real collector's item. So if you're making art, you know, that's just, you know, small pieces, trinkets, great. Maybe you don't want to go to the effort of signing. But, I mean, even if it's a Christmas ornament, even if it's a little sun catcher, signing it, you know, will help people identify who the artist is. And as you become, you know, more advanced in your work and your skill and your talent and your style changes, it's kind of fun to go back and say, oh, look, you know, these were the early pieces that so-and-so made, and these are the more advanced, more intricate, more elaborate pieces they're making, and their style really has advanced and improved and matured, which is pretty exciting to see that happening. And also, if you're selling your pieces at art shows or whatever, it's great to sign it, because then, you know, they come to the show this year, they buy something from you. Well, next year, once they've given that gift to someone, that person goes, hey, Lisa made this piece. I'm going to go to the art show and buy another piece from her because I would like to start a collection. So it has a lot of value. It's very easy to do. The bits are, you know, readily accessible. And you can also, you know, if you don't have a bit, you can also use the Sharpie anytime. But anyway, I hope you found this valuable, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope maybe you consider signing some of your pieces in the future. So I'm going to take some photos of these, close-ups of these, so you can get a better idea of what they look like and, you know, how the Dremel works. I'll take a picture of this for you as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helps you, consider whether or not you should or shouldn't sign your work and the value in that. So please like, follow, subscribe, share, and please consider joining my premium video membership. We would love to have you. We've got new videos coming out all the time and lots of exciting things happening over there. So thanks for joining me, and until next time, happy fusing!